Dear friends, dear fans, dear hello and welcome to the next day of adrenaline fuel motorsport action at Armenia Proving Ground. The 10th anniversary tank biathlon of the 8th Army International Games continues. Second cruise for the second division are featuring today. Another fine day for riding for great visibility. We are hoping this weather will keep for the semi-finals and the finals on the 27th. Please do note it down in your calendars and join us for the finals of the relay races on the 27th. And now introducing the 4 teams featuring in this race: Laos, Armenia, Syria and Myanmar. Every team also appointed a referee for this individual hits race. And let us introduce the referees. Captain Htun Naumyo from Myanmar. Syria, Captain Salman Khalzma. Armenia, Lieutenant Colonel Armen Feranyan. And Laos, Lieutenant Colonel Senmani Kamchan. Dear friends, please let me remind you that this live broadcast is on the Star Zvezda TV channel. And this is your all-time host, Nikolai Fedorov. Co-hosting for the English-speaking audiences is Dmitry Kulinsky. Also, we'd like to let you know that mil.ru is the website for the direct broadcasts in Russian. Certainly you're able to watch in all languages, in Russian or English. Now introducing Myanmar team, color-coded green tank commander, Captain Tan Toaung. The gunner, Captain Nain Zok Tve. And the driver is Private Pio Chio, Myanmar, second crew. The red color-coded tank on the second fire line, Syria, Arab Republic. Tank commander, Senior Lieutenant Mohammed Mahluf. The gunner is Warrant Officer Mohammed Halil. And the driver is Warrant Officer Hassan Ahmed. Syria, second crew. The third fire line, yellow color-coded tank, introducing Republic of Armenia, second crew. Tank commander, Lieutenant Sasun Haratyan. The gunner, Private Mikhail Benoyan. And the driver, Arsen Abramyan. Armenia, yellow color-coded tank. On the left flank is the blue color-coded tank, Laos People's Democratic Republic. Introducing the tank commander, Senior Lieutenant Loan Butsadi Sengsuli. The gunner, Senior Sergeant Vilavong Phetsamai. And the gunner and the driver, Captain Saladen Chakaphong. Laos, second crew. Well, dear friends, all is set to start the next individual hits race. And this is your tank biathlon host. The signal is given. This is the command for the crews to take their seats in this T-72B3. T-72B3s are supplied to all the teams to take part by the hosting country, Russian Federation. 2 other teams use own tanks. People's Republic of China uses their own produced Type 96B, and Belarus also uses their own T-72B3s that are already in service of the Belarus Armed Forces. So, T-72B3s, this is the upgraded modification of the famous, legendary 72 model. Commanding is the chief referee, Major General Kirill Kulakov, the chief of Kazan Tankers Academy, the cradle of Russian tankers. Now, back to the track, Myanmar. First crew, 27:43. That was certainly an amazing result for the country. It's certainly a dark horse of this tournament. A very strong side. Amazed us with the first crew show. Right now, the chief referee is hearing reports from the coaches and the tank commanders, and the signal to start the race is about to be given. The tanks are going to start with a few minutes interval to break them up through the range so as to avoid congestion and to provide for the audience better fire emissions for the teams in turn. Right now, let's support all the teams taking part in this individual hits race. Laos, Armenia, Syria and Myanmar. The fans are lining the stands today, supporting their teams. We have lots of audience offline and certainly offline audiences. Now, the Russian Federation team is also supporting the crews of this division. Two teams. However, certainly lots of positive emotions, important experience has to be taken in. Now, Russian Federation third crew will take the field on Sunday. Few days still remain for other heats of first and second division, so we'd like to wish the best of mood to everyone. And please enjoy the show. This is one of the most unique, unforgettable contests in the International Army Games, taking place back in 2013 for the first time here at Alabina, Army Proving Ground number 203 for the Western Military District. Well, only seconds remain before the start of the race, and this is the chief coach of Myanmar team, standing next to the chief referee of the contest, Major General Kirill Kulakov. Certainly also safety considerations are one of the paramount in this tank biathlon. Certainly we want all the servicemen from all the countries to come back home safe and sound. In case the tank suffers any technical problems through the crew's fault, the team can be disqualified as an ultimate result, and if this is the result of recklessness. Now, the decision was taken to give the ground to Syria first. The red color-coded tank on the second fire line, and start your engines. Let's support Syria. All forward for Syria Arab Republic. Second cruise. Now let me remind you that the team, the best team after the tally of this individual hits, the leaders of the second division winning the second division, striking gold, is going to score the ticket into the first division. Now we are watching the obstacle, restricted maneuvering, certainly not providing many problems for these drivers. Now, by the way, road traffic rules also apply at the tank biathlon. If two tanks are racing in parallel and one of them is passing on the right, certainly you have to give way on the right, just same as in road traffic. Otherwise, this could result in disqualification in case of possible collisions. Now, this is the ammo loading pit stop to perform the first fire mission. and the crew is quickly loading these 125mm shells. Please mind you that these shells weigh 29 kilo each, so a bit of exercise for this morning. 3 additional rounds are on standby in case of targets hit, according to the number of targets. In case additional ammo doesn't result in hits, this results in penalty laps. 2 penalty laps for each missed target. Now the penalty laps this year allocated on both ends of the track. The length of the penalty laps is 500 meters. For missing target number 12, 2 penalty laps are assigned, because certainly this tank imitating targets are the most critical fire mission in these individual hits. And Syria is in the firing line, about to engage. Targets out in the field from 16 to 1800 meters. Although the 3 targets were raised simultaneously, that's another change from this year. The gunner will need to engage at own discretion these targets, selecting the first target to engage independently. Fire! Bravo! Clipping the left tank target. We can see it quite well, and it's a hit. Quite a good side, quite a strong side, representing Syria, and certainly that's why we are here today. That's what we expect every year from this tank biathlon. This competition certainly is unmatched among all world sporting events. Certainly Formula One is remarkable, unforgettable, the speed, the power, but there is no fires. And here you have the greatest motorsport event in the world. You have speed, you have adrenaline, and you have live fires. Now, second shot. Looks like it was too short. Risking some penalty laps here. Team Syria, unfortunately for the fans and the driver for Syria Crew 2, certainly a lot will rest on his shoulders, taking the team through the penalty laps. The 3rd target still remains for Team Syria. And fire! The target is hit. The lower right-hand corner has been hit. Now 2 penalty laps are issued. This is an experienced gunner, second-year veteran of this tank biathlon. Last year, Syria took the 11th position in the overall rankings, and now Myanmar is also in the ground, beginning their race. Let's see if Crew 2 from Myanmar can overtake their own first group, the best time of 27:43. Tanto Aung is the tank commander. This is his first appearance at the tank biathlon, a 29-year-old veteran of Myanmar Armed Forces, the Tatmadaw. Congratulations. Now, white flags raised by the line referees to indicate clean passage. All of the obstacles are carefully monitored by the line referees. And white or red flags indicate fault or clean passages. Pit stops, penalty pit stops, are the result of any scuffed or knocked poles. This wastes about 1 minute time for the crew, where they have to dismount, perform an inspection of the vehicle, and re-enter. Now, over to the replays of this last fire mission. course, while we see Myanmar loading their ammunition for the next fire mission. Just watching them doesn't seem very hard. However, the driver does have to raise this 29-kilo shell above his head, which is certainly a good fitness round before his next, before he progresses along the ground. Many of you are asking, where can the tickets for the Stag Biathlon be purchased? Well, they're available at tenki-biathlon.com, and the prices are around $20 in currency exchange rates. Many of Moscow residents, many take opportunity to visit Alabina to enjoy this unforgettable, unique show. And the three targets representing tanks are now out in the range. First fire for Myanmar hit. The target is hit. The upper right-hand corner of the right target has been hit. Just skimming the target, slightly more to the left, and this could have resulted in penalty laps, but Myanmar is quite confident with their fire accuracy. The first crew also impressed us with their performance, so let us see whether this crew can improve on their best time in the first hits for the first crew. Now, next shot. Well, doesn't look like it's a hit. Over. The shell went over the target, earning 2 penalty laps for the target. Syria just scored 2 of these targets, so we expect Myanmar to try and match this result right now. About to take the third shot, while Syria is almost in the second lap. We're going to record all the lap times for every crew, which these lap times are going to go into the general ratings. And the third shot, third target, it's a hit. It's a hit on the lower right-hand corner of the target. 2 out of 3 was the fire accuracy in this fire mission. And now Armenia out in the ground. Second crew for Republic of Armenia. Armenia, by the way, is the only team represented by the conscripted servicemen doing their military service in the armed forces of the Armenian Republic. These are just young boys, certainly officers and commanders, however, still very young. And Armenia has been building their national servicemen for a few years now for this tank biathlon, so nothing unusual in that. Now Syria, second lap, just recorded their first lap time, and Laos is starting the race. Myanmar is going on their 2 penalty laps, and we're watching the live fire mission on targets number 12 in the replays for Myanmar. That was the second shot, clearly over. And the third shot was certainly a hit. A positive result for the team. Syria is is in the designated pit stop. This is the new obstacle that replaces the rake from the previous years. The crew has to dismount at this designated pit stop obstacle and load the machine gun. The coaxial machine gun will also be loaded here and set up, which certainly results in more time being spent. What is not as easy as the rake, of course. The crews used to just fly across the obstacle in the previous years. However, now about a minute's delay is warranted by this obstacle. The tank commander for Armenia reports ready to proceed to the fire mission, and this is the Armenian coach. And also the referee for Armenia. We can see that they're anxious for the young servicemen. The gunner is only 19, along with the driver. It's a great honor for these young boys to stand up to uphold the honor of their country in this tank biathlon at such a young age. Certainly your country, your parents, your compatriots may be proud of you. Everyone watching us in this live broadcast at the Star Zvezda TV channel live, or Mildo through the site of Ministry of Defense, Russian Federation, or online on YouTube. Certainly all of us are supporting the teams, including Armenia. We have many Armenians living in the Russian Federation, and certainly they are one of our closest neighbors, sharing long and strong ties with the Russian Federation. Now about to engage yellow color-coded targets. By the way, color-coded yellow targets are certainly more of a challenge as opposed to blue, red or green colors, because during sunny days, sometimes in the glare, these yellow color-coded targets are quite difficult to spot at distances of almost reaching 2 kilometers away. Now, Myanmar is about to record their first lap time. Let us see how well they do on the first lap. First lap is only a short lap, practically half the track. The following 2 laps are longer. The length of the total track distance is 4 kilometers, 100 meters, and the Armenian tank commander is reporting a delay. We will need to make sure whether this is technical or not, and in case it is ruled technical not through the crew's fault, this time will be the time that stopped for Armenia now will be subtracted from the total time of the team. These are the rules, and this concerns all the teams. Now, Syria in the replays on the slope obstacle. There was a scuffed pole, which will result in a pit stop. Red flag was raised by the line referee. By the way, Laos last year also appeared in the 2nd division, taking the 5th position in the overall rankings. We spoke to the coach and the referee for Laos team, and certainly they had not wasted any time. They prepared well. The hard lessons of last year were learned by Laos, and we're hoping for an improved performance. Laos crew are veterans of this tank biathlon. The driver is the driver's 3rd year and gunner's 2nd year on this tank biathlon. Only the commander is in his first visit to this ground, and now Syria finally, no, sorry, Armenia actually takes their first shot. The anxiety due to the delay probably told on the gunner and Syria is now attacking target, imitating a low-flying enemy helicopter with their anti-aircraft 12.7mm Colt machine gun. That target imitating helicopter is equipped with a flare, and we will clearly see smoke in case the target is hit. However, we see the 15 rounds with 6 traces in volleys flying. However, it's a miss for Syria, and Armenia just missed their second target. Unfortunately, no additional ammunition is allowed for Division 2 teams. And what we see for the first 3 targets is the end of the fire mission. Necessary misses result in penalty laps, and in this case, Armenia goes to 6 penalty laps. This equals additional 3 kilometers. Arsen Abrahamyan is the Armenian driver, and a lot is resting on his shoulders now. By the way, T-72B3s enjoy an 840 horsepower engines, enabling them, according to official standards, to reach speeds of 70 kilometers an hour. However, Russian Federation tankers has set a record on this track of 84 kilometers an hour. Well, not Formula 1, but certainly makes for a wonderful motorsport event. Just imagine you're driving to your country home on a Sunday and you're being overtaken by a tank in traffic. Certainly a high speed, almost 85 kilometers an hour. Enough to get a speeding ticket in some countries. Now, Laos is out on the firing line, about to tackle their first 3 targets. Let's wish Laos good luck. The first crew for Laos this year had not hit a single target. Let us keep our fingers crossed for more accuracy for crew 1, for crew 2. And now, first shot from Laos. It's a miss. Target is obstructed, however, there is a report that it was a hit. We were too fast in rolling it a miss. Yes, it's a hit at the bottom, middle, bar in the middle. At the very bottom, there is a clear hole. It's not very easy to see for us from this angle, but we'll see it in the reviews. The referee and coach for Laos are smiling now. First target for the team. About to engage the third. While Syria is racing fast on their second lap. Almost finishing their second lap. No hurry here, certainly. However, time is only 4 minutes for the 3 targets. Well, debatable. The referees are reporting it's a miss. It's definitely a miss. It was a bit of a ricochet. However, it did not damage the target. The next team color-coded blue, the next Laos crew, will be able to reuse these targets, which is certainly making the target crew from Alabina Army Proving Ground happy. A separate big thank you to the hosts at Alabina, working day and night. And it's a shot, just destroying this target with the third shot. It took him a while to aim, but unfortunately this was reported a ricochet. The ground from the ricochet hit the target. Unfortunately, rolled a miss. As Syria continues out of the fort and goes into a pit stop. This pit stop was assigned for breaching the slope obstacle. There was a mistake made at the slope. We're going to see it in the replays, and in the meanwhile, Myanmar is continuing its live fire mission on the second fire mission. The target represents the low-line enemy helicopter, and Tank Commander Tanto Aung is using the anti-aircraft machine gun with 15 rounds, 6 traces, as to best correct his fire accuracy on this target. Let us keep our fingers crossed and hope that Myanmar, a very strong performer, dark horse actually this year in second division. We're expecting a lot from Myanmar during this anniversary tag biathlon. However, unfortunately, it seems that Myanmar missed on the helicopter target. One penalty left for Myanmar. Just look at this. There's just out of the fort and have taken a cold bath on this warm day. And this is Laos, while Myanmar goes to its penalty laps. And this is the replay for Laos' last fire mission. First shot, it's a miss. Actually, that was the hit. It was rolled a hit. The lower right-hand corner, we can see it clearly being hit. Second was under, and third was under. However, a ricochet knocked out the target, breaking it to pieces. The target crew will need to set up new targets for the next cruise. Now, Syria is in the anti-tank trench obstacle with a giant step, just flying into the trench and out. Everything goes according to plan today. Fine sunny day, everything goes according to plan, as generally in the forces of the Russian Federation, and all is well also in Russia at large. Now, Syria records their second lap time, 24:37. Syria was the first team taken the field today, so we will wait for Myanmar to finish their second lap. Who is the leader of this second division individual hits for second cruise? Myanmar, 68 kilometers an hour races. However, they have to be careful in the obstacles. Now, what is happening with Armenia? Careful now. There was a skid. Apparently after a drift. Look at this. This is a drifting corner. This is the famous Armenian turn. Whoa, dear friends. Almost repeating the accident that we saw back in 2014. A 46-ton armored vehicle remained on track, but that was certainly dangerous. In 2014, Armenia flipped the tank in a similar maneuver in a practice round. Fortunately, no one was injured. Armored vehicle also didn't suffer serious damage, so thank God for that. And now Laos, designated pit stop. They're about to load their coaxial machine gun and set it up. Now here is, now first this is the anti-aircraft cord machine gun, 12.7 millimeter caliber. By the way, dear friends, this is the same machine gun that is available for target practice here at Armenia. However, it uses blanks. And the chief umpire is stopping the race. The time has been stopped in relation to the need to return Armenia crew to the track in this last drifting corner, almost flipping the tank. The tank engine stalled, and Armenia is not able to start it now. They may need to ask for a replacement tank. Replacements are penalized with 1 penalty lap, and only 1 replacement is available. Only 1 replacement is allowed, despite the crew having 3 tanks from the hosts. Certainly 1 penalty lap will result in this mishap. Everyone has stopped at different points along the track. Well done to stop the race just on time. We're seeing that the minefield area in the upper right-hand corner was just passed by Myanmar. They stopped just in time before this sharp turn where Armenia is now stuck. Arsen Abrahamian, the driver for Armenia Crew 2, made a mistake here, and we are going to see a tank replacement now, and then the race will continue. Now, summing up the previous heats of the second division, as we said earlier, 27:43 is the best time for Myanmar. The leaders enjoying every opportunity to take gold in the second division and enter the first division next year. Certainly a brilliant, remarkable performance from Myanmar. So in the second position, South Ossetia 36-30, Syria in the third position, Tajikistan fourth, Iran, Mali, Laos, Abkhazia, Armenia, Sudan and Zimbabwe. Certainly the ratings table will be changed after these hits, but now the tanks are still paused. A bit of time to rest for everyone, and this year all of the teams on their off days have to pass their technical qualifications, which we're watching now. The Republic of Belarus is now doing their technical qualification, and the international referees are carefully observing them replacing their tank tread. Their track is being replaced, repaired. In case this happens on the track, the crew certainly have to be proficient in replacing G-tracked tracks. The second part of technical qualifications involves preparing to evacuate the tank out of quagmires using logs. So this is certainly not an easy job. All of the crew is taking part in this technical qualification, and following all of these technical qualification rounds, we are going to select the best crew for technical qualifications for both first and the second division. We're also going to have another nomination this year, which will allow us to award the crew that doesn't use T-72B3s. Let me remind you, the Chinese team uses Type 96B. They use their own tanks, and so will merit a special nomination. Now, this is the evacuation crew towing this tank out of the way. Unfortunately, this was the crew's, certainly the crew's fault, stalling this engine, and we're not going to get too far ahead of ourselves, but it's possible here that this time will not be given back to Team Armenia. Last year, Team Armenia did not take place similar to 2020. They missed 2 years because of the pandemic, and year 2011 saw them in 11th position. Let's learn their position this year. We'll know the results on Sunday. This Sunday we'll see the last individual hits on the 21st of August. And also on the 21st of August, dear friends, we're expecting the third cruise taking the ground for Russian Federation, the undefeated champions of the track, along with China, Belarus and Kyrgyzstan. We're still waiting for the command to continue. Yes, they're racing. Laos is surging forward and is over, striving for the next fire mission. Laos fans are supporting their teams, clapping, cheering, and Myanmar has finally passed this sharp turn. We can now it's certainly once again earned this name, this designation of Armenia turn after this drift out of the fourth. Certainly selecting the right gear is important here. In high gears, the tank may stall in the fourth, which will result in the penalty pit stops. Now, dear friends, this tank may pass water obstacles after up to 2.7 meters in depth. 3,750 machine gun rounds is the full ammo load for the machine gun. Also upgraded, various types of upgraded ammunition are used by the main smoothbore 125mm cannon. Loaded the ammunition belt, 15 rounds. Syria on the third lap now. Only one target, number 9, is facing them. It's a glass-covered target representing an enemy AT RPG unit. Now the gunner for Syria Arab Republic, Warrant Officer Mohammed Hamil, is about to take this fire mission. He is a 4th-year veteran of this tank biathlon. Despite being only 23 years of age, he's been racing in this tank biathlon since he was 19 only. So 15 rounds, 6 races, sufficient ammunition to shatter this target to pieces. Let's hold our breath for Syria. Armenia, in the meanwhile, has already replaced the tank. and they're about to continue progress along the track. Actually, right now, I think we're seeing the tank change. The crew is taking their seats in the new tank. Now, Laos has just fouled the slope obstacle. Second pit stop penalizes the team. And Syria finished their fire mission with no result. Penalty lap will need to be done by the team. And Myanmar, the Tatmadaw tank goes to the third lap, recording their lap time. Only about 1.5 minutes behind Syria. Well, the first crew best time for Myanmar still stands, 27:43. Armenia is now back on track with the new vehicle. One penalty lap will result in this tank replacement. This is a rule of this tank biathlon, abided by all of the teams. The Armenia stopped because they started movement without orders. Certainly they were a bit shaken up after this drift and forgot to report ready to move. So as no order was given, they were stopped, and they are about to report and get permission to progress. Certainly this young tankers from Armenia will need to do their homework, and some hard lessons will need to be learned. Not all is lost yet for Armenia team in this individual heats race. Third crews are yet to take the field, and all of the results are going to go into the final tally. First best crews for every team are also going to be awarded. So despite the poor results of the first two crews, third crew may yet show us a brilliant performance and receive their just reward. Now we're also going to see the semi-finals of the relay race on the 23rd and the 24th of August, and certainly the long-expected finals of the world's strongest tankers, clashing the gladiators of the four countries, first division, taking part in the contest on the 27th of August. This is going to be truly unforgettable, the gold final. Mark it down in your calendars. While we're watching Laos about to engage the helicopter target. Once again, 15 rounds for this 12.7mm anti-aircraft gun. 25-year-old senior lieutenant Lambutsadi Sengsuli is about to tackle this fire mission. We can see him carefully aiming, about to open fire. Volleys sound in the range. Big rounds, 12.7mm. However, past the target. Sometimes the smoke flare doesn't go off in case of hits. Because of this, the referees for the race, the flagmen, are carefully watching and monitoring the targets. After every race, all the targets are double-checked, verified. Videos are taken to make sure the targets were hit or missed. And during the hearing of the umpire's commission, the final results are then logged, and quite possible that the time given for penalty laps for these targets may be reversed in case they were actually hit. It's a it's quite a comprehensive system, providing for fairness and transparency on behalf of the international referee team. Armenia, designated pit stop, still facing another penalty lap for target 25, representing Tanks, that was missed. Taking the machine gun, setting it up. This is the same 12.7mm anti-aircraft gun for the next fire mission. Not much remains for Syria and Myanmar. In the meanwhile, before the finish line, Syria was the first to start and will be the first to finish as well. And right now, the crew is on the right flank, but we are watching Laos in our screens. Second lap, entering their first penalty lap, closest to their location. Syria is past the slope. No red flags. About to face the restricted passage of 40 meters. A huge number of poles. Even if one of these poles will be scuffed by the tank, this will result in the penalty pit stop. Certainly we are hoping the team can quickly pass these obstacles and race to the finish. Now, Myanmar is about to engage the last target, representing the AT unit, shoulder-fired missile, anti-tank missiles. This is the last of the 5 targets in the individual hits. The first 3 were tanks. The 4th was the low-flying helicopter target, and now we're seeing the AT unit. And Syria is at the finish line, while Myanmar is still about to engage. This is Syria racing for the finish. Well done for Arab Republic of Syria. And Myanmar just shattered the AT unit target. Well done for Myanmar, taking their fire accuracy to 3 out of 5. Myanmar fans are dancing in the stands. They're certainly in with a chance to still become leaders in this race. Not much remains before the finish. The 29-year-old tank commander, Captain Tanto Yung, takes his tank along the course, and the gunner Nainsok Tve has just performed a brilliant attack on the last target. Now everyone are watching us online on YouTube, the Ministry of Defense website, and the Star Zvezda TV channel. Introducing the team for Syria. Tank commander, Senior Lieutenant Mohammed Makhlouf, gunner, Warrant Officer Mohammed Khalil, and driver, Warrant Officer Hassad Ahmed. Bravo, Syria, well done. Now, fire accuracy for Syria stands at 2 out of 5. Well, despite a large number of penalty laps, the team was able to finish their performance in this individual hits race, certainly with a decent result, 38.03. Zimbabwe and Sudan, unfortunately, are still in the last positions of the ratings. Myanmar was too fast. It just caught the pole. Let's see if this was a mine. Red flag. Unfortunately, they knocked on the mine. Now all the mines in the minefields are represented by the obstacle poles, so it's quite obvious to everyone when the tank hits one of this. Laos and Armenia both in lap 2, still facing another lap and another fire mission. Some good speeds are being recorded today, ladies and gents. Up to 65 kilometers an hour the fort. Cool down a little bit of a cold shower for Myanmar. They need to have a bright finish. 35-37 is the elapsed time for the team. Not more than 2-minute gap between Syria and Myanmar. If it weren't for the penalty pit stop, if it weren't for this minefield pole just knocked, they would have had more chances to become the leaders in this race. But it's not over yet. Let's wait for the end of the race. Perhaps they can manage it quite quickly and still catch up to Syria. All of the Russian fans are supporting all of our friends, all of the teams. Certainly we couldn't say that there is that there is bias. No, real love, brotherhood and friendship reigns at this tank biathlon grounds. Many of the tankers are veterans. They know each other. And certainly we could say that these tankers have a good tradition. Every year in August they meet at this proving ground, Alabina. But the Russian Federation team is reshuffled annually. Fresh crews are fielded. And Armenia is about to engage the anti-aircraft machine gun fire on the helicopter target. By the way, the spectators are also able to enjoy some target practice with a blanked quad machine gun. Look at this dangerous moment just now. Almost a collision. Myanmar had to stop to give way to the right. Well done by Myanmar driver, certainly. Armenia is now firing on the helicopter target and the flare is smoking. Well done for Armenia. With the first volley striking target number 25 and is about to continue progress along the competition track without any penalty laps, dear friends. However, one penalty lap still remains for Armenia for the tank replacement. The anti-tank trench, white flags by the law and referees, no falls. Myanmar out of the anti-tank trench as well. Very little time remains, just a few meters, but they are in the second position already. So close and yet so far. It seems as if you could reach the finish with your hand, but the pit stop will need to be taken. Careful now. Look at this. It just drifted before the treadway obstacle. However, the driver was able to bring the tank under control without losing the way. That's a very important point at this obstacle, which could result in penalties. No rollbacks and no losing the bridge are allowed. Now this is a designated pit stop for Laos. All of the three crewmen have to dismount. Usually the driver gets out first because it's harder for him to get out quickly. They're picking up the Kalashnikov coaxial machine gun and finish for Myanmar. Myanmar fans are now cheering in the stands. 39:44 was the time. 1 minute 41 seconds behind Syria. But well done. Well done. You're real heroes of your nation. Congratulations to Myanmar servicemen. And now they're flying their national colors for the Republic Union of Myanmar here at Alameda Army Proving Ground. Well done for Myanmar tankers. 3 out of 5 for fire accuracy, slightly behind the first crew. So some hard lessons will need to be learned by the coaches. And the third crew, we will keep our fingers crossed that the third crew will give us an even better performance, taking Myanmar into the top of the rankings. Now, reintroducing Myanmar crew, Senior Lieutenant. The tank commander was Captain Tan To-Yung, the gunner Captain Nin Zoktve, and the driver Private Pio Chia. Now, let me remind you, dear audiences, that the direct live broadcasts of this Tank Biathlon 2022 and all the replays can be reviewed at the official Zvezda, the Star TV channel. The official also on the official website of the Ministry of Defense, Russian Federation, and also live on YouTube. Please support the Russian Federation and all of the other teams featuring in this brightest contest of the Army International Games. Certainly we have many more interesting contests as part of the International Games. 34 contests feature across the games. 12 countries are now holding various competitions of the games. Taking part over 30 teams. Venezuela, Iran is conducting the Sniper Frontier competition. China and many other countries are also hosting the Army International Games. The geography of these games is expanding year on year, and hopefully the year will come when Army International Games are going to be held on all the continents of our planet. And hopefully one day we will go to the moon, to Mars, or maybe to the other planets of the solar system. Lots is still ahead of us. Our scientists are certainly not sitting idle, and will discover new boundaries, new galaxies to conduct this Army International Games. Now Armenia still in the second lap. Lots of time was wasted on the tank replacement. Serious mistake was made in this drift corner by the driver. But let me remind you, dear friends, they're the youngest of the servicemen. It seems as if only yesterday these boys graduated from school, entered their nation's armed forces, prepared, and came here for the tank biathlon. These are national servicemen of Republic of Armenia. Laos sealing the hatches following the ammunition load for tank Kalashnikov machine gun. This is a coaxial machine gun, so to track for target, the tank turret will need to be rotated to locate the target. This is a glass-colored target that we can see out in the range. Some fine weather this year, and hopefully, knock on wood, the weather forecasts suggests this weather will stay, providing for fine visibility. Over 30 degrees Celsius is the forecast for next week for Moscow and Moscow region. Now making for a very hot summer, and Armenia is over the treadway. No mistakes made by the driver, while Laos is now in the fire mission on the AT unit. About to open fire. Fire is open. Volleys offline. Unfortunately, yes! And the target is hit. Well done. Well done for Laos, taking their total fire accuracy to 3 out of 5 in this range. Glass shatters on this target. but only for the best of luck. Congratulations to all of the countries taking part, and certainly to Laos. No penalty laps are going to be recorded here. Now the head of Laos delegation was just seen in the stands. And Armenia team is just ending, just setting up their coaxial machine gun and is about to continue along the track. Laos team going to the finish. Now hopefully they won't make the same mistake as Myanmar just committed, hitting the mine in the minefield, represented by Paul. Unfortunately, this resulted in a pit stop, which prevented Myanmar to overtake Syria in setting the best time in this race. Armenia moves along to the fire mission. The tank commander for Armenia is not forgetting to report his progress. Awaits recognitions. Unfortunately, earlier Armenia made a mistake at the last obstacle. They knocked another ball when entering the designated pit stop. So, for this reason, Armenia will need to take another penalty pit stop before the start. 68 kilometers an hour was the top speed just recorded at the long straight by Laos. Well done for Laos, certainly making us happy, these individual hits. Just look how carefully they're steering along the obstacles, bleeding their speed at the key points in the minefield. Let them waste additional 1 or 2 seconds, however, not score the fatal pit stops. Now, the deep Armenian turn that we just saw resulted in the long drift and almost a flip for the fourth obstacle. Almost fully submerged T72B3. Once again, dear friends, let me remind you that this form is 1.5 meters depth, 45 meters long. These tanks are able to bridge water obstacles down to the depth of over 2.7 meters. We saw good performance on this obstacle from all the teams. And over the hill, all of the fans for Laos and Armenia are eagerly awaiting their crews, online audiences, offline. The Stars, the Star TV channel, the Ministry of Defense Russian Federation official website, mil.gov.ru, and the YouTube live broadcasts. You're able to watch this tonight on the Star TV channel, National Television, Russian Federation. You can enjoy this amicable tank clashes here at Alabama, serving to promote friendship, peace, and military brotherhood among the tankers of the world. Now Laos, anti-tank trench. No red flags. Clean passage. No pit stops. 39-33 for Laos. Well done, racing for the finish line. T72B3s for Laos People's Democratic Republic. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, finish! Laos, 39 minutes, 53 seconds. Not outside, just under 40 minutes. few seconds behind Syria. Neck to neck, the first three crews in this race. Very small gaps. If we had seen a simultaneous start like will follow in the relay races, they could have come almost simultaneously. And now reintroducing the Laos team. The honors go to Tank Commander Senior Lieutenant Luan Butsadi Sangsuli, the gunner Senior Sergeant Vilapong Hetsamai, and the driver Captain Saladin Shakapong. Satisfactory fire accuracy for Laos, 3 out of 5. Yes, pit stops and penalty laps were assigned, but it was not critical. And now Laos national flag is waving here at the parade ground of Alabina Army Proving Ground during the victory lap. Laos commanders, referees, and coaches are exchanging military salutes with their servicemen. Armenia, in the meanwhile, is tackling the last remaining 80 unit target. Let's wish them good luck. They certainly need to raise this tally for fire accuracy. And we see Armenia tank rotating the turret, looking for the best fire angles. Hopefully this coaxial Kalashnikov machine gun fire will result in target kill. Mikhail Pinayan is a 19-year-old national serviceman for Republic of Armenia on the fire controls right now. 9th position in the overall second division rankings. Unfortunately, first crew for Armenia also missed targets number 9, only hitting the helicopter target. However, the first crew did not manage this 80 unit target. Let's see if the second crew can do better now. It is quite well visible, but for some reason the main caliber is raised. This probably means that the ammo has been expended and the target remains standing. Tank commander reported weapon unloaded and receives permission to continue movement along the track, scoring himself 1 penalty lap. Now, dear friends, today we're in for the next event of the tank biathlon. Individual hits continue in just a few minutes after the targets are reviewed and replaced. It's going to see the teams of Iran, Zimbabwe, and South Ossetia. The next race will start at about 12:30 p.m. today. 30 minutes past midday, Moscow time. Please do come back and stay with us for the next race in this 10th anniversary tank biathlon. Iran is back at the tank biathlon along with Zimbabwe. They missed the last 2 years due to the pandemic situation. However, they're back now, making for an even livelier spectacle at this proving ground. Now, dear friends, the chief referee has just clarified the time of the next race. As soon as this race ends, the next hits are going to run immediately. This is owing to the fact that slightly later civilian airplanes are going to pass in the vicinity of the proving ground, and we need to provide for flight safety. For this reason, the next hits are going to run immediately after Armenia ends this race. Armenia racing now, high speeds, for the finish line. 58 kilometers an hour. 49 minutes, almost 50 minutes was the time. 47:15 was the time set by the first crew, slightly poorer by the second crew. Hopefully Armenia kept the strongest crew for last. Now the driver Armenia for Republic of Armenia, certainly worthy of our respect. Very young boys, yesterday's students, and today they are part of this amazing tank biathlon event. Certainly Armenia should be proud of all of you. White flag raised by the line referee. No faults at the obstacles for Armenia. And this is the deep turn, the ill-fated deep turn that didn't do such good service to Armenia previously. We can see the driver being much more careful this time around, not drifting into the corner, bleeding his speed. Well done. To continue his progress into the fourth. Now, if we go to tomorrow, by the way, tomorrow on the 19th of August, we're in for a first division clash featuring Azerbaijan and Mongolia. The third crews are also beginning their appearance in both divisions, and also Abkhazia, Tajikistan and Sudan for the second division. And on the 21st, on Sunday, we're expecting a show by Russian Federation of Crews. Our crew, the graduates of Kazan Tankers Academy, are going to play this remarkable, unique event with gladiators from China, Kyrgyzstan and Belarus. Now, Armenia going for the finish line. Armenia coaches and referees are watching. The race is now almost over, and we'd like to thank all those in the audience here at the Labina Army Proving Ground, everyone watching us online at the Star TV channel, YouTube, live, and also the official website of the Ministry of Defense, Russian Federation, mil.ru. Now, this was the host of the tank biathlon, Nikolai Fedorov, and co-hosting for the English-speaking audiences is Dmitry Kulinsky. We're still in for more events, more races. We're going to have the relay races on the 22nd, 23rd. The semi-final is slotted, and then the finals on the 27th. 10th anniversary gold final is certainly going to be a treat. Finish for Armenia, 53:15. Sometime behind Syria. However, thank you to the crew. Well done. They did everything they could. Certainly, this is competition. Everything depends as to how good you are on the day. Reintroducing the team, Tank Commander Lieutenant Sasun Haratyan, the gunner Mikhail Benayan, and the driver Private Arsen Abramian for Armenia's second crew. Well done, guys. Bravo. We're going to go to the highlights of the race in a few moments. Certainly an interesting, remarkable race. There was a stop. The race was stopped due to tank replacement for Armenia, relating to the fact that the crew allowed a serious mistake, almost flipping the tank at the Armenian turn. However, they came back, they had the tank replacement and continued on track. Certainly we saw some hits and misses for both teams. Myanmar, we expected Myanmar to exceed the results of their first crew, but the first crew from Myanmar remains leader in the second division. So here are the final tally times. 38.03 Syria, 39.44 Myanmar, Laos recording 39.53 and Armenia 53.15. Top speed of 68 kilometers set by Laos in this race. In just about 10 minutes we're going to see the next race of these individual hits on the 18th of August 2022, the 10th anniversary tank biathlon of the 8th Army International Games. Now the highlights. Armenia taking the 4th position in this amazing race, tackling their targets. Certainly some lessons need to be learned. Serious homework needs to be done. The tank was almost flipped as back in 2014 by their compatriots, resulting in stopping this race. Let's wish the third crew better luck at this ground. 4th, Armenia. Taking the 3rd position is Laos, People's Democratic Republic. A very strong side. 3rd place in this individual hits Division 2 hit 4. A very bright team. Just as bright as their blue color-coded tank. A long veteran of the tank biathlon is Laos team. Certainly mistakes were also made, but last year Laos took the 5th position in the relay race. This year they have a chance to enter the top 3 prize positions. I think the chance to take gold is already lost, because the 1st position will be determined according to races and the results of this individual hits. Now over to Myanmar in the 2nd position, the dark horse of this tournament, certainly unexpected for many. The highest bar was set by the first crew for Myanmar. Just think about it, 27:43 best time recorded by the first crew for Myanmar. If we go to 1st division, even Uzbekistan showed us approximately the same time. So this is certainly a 1st division time worthy. Unfortunately, the 2nd crew for Myanmar was not able to beat this 1st crew result. And Syria in the 1st place, 2nd crew, quiet achievers, fulfilling their missions quite well today, taking the 1st place in this individual hits race. Thank you to Syria, thank you to all the teams, thank you for joining us offline and online. Thank you to all the fans, all of you who love this remarkable, unforgettable event. This was your tank biathlon host, Nikolai Fedorov. Co-hosting for the English-speaking audience is Dmitry Kulinsky. We're still to see another event today. Take care of each other, love each other, stay well and be happy. Your Ministry of Defense, Russian Federation Armed Forces, always next to you. Goodbye.